right, so today's video, we are watching a gold 5 DPS on PC playing Vendetta on Nambani. Well, it's rare we get Vendetta VODs because Vendetta's always banned. So this will be fun. And obviously with the recent nerfs, all of that. You said, hi. So I started getting back into Overwatch after quite a long break from it being the last time I played in 2018. Which I have to thank your content for bringing me back into the game. I started getting into competitive. Needless to say, I am very rusty and still trying to build habits of playing Vendetta properly. The match was 5v5 comp. I feel like I play too aggressive I feel like I play too passive or too aggressive at times and not knowing when to fully engage or disengage properly or getting too ambitious for a pick and end up just throwing a life away. Well, we'll see. I will admit, I don't play a lot of Vendetta, but I should be able to help you with a lot of the over-aggressiveness or the passive play that you are mentioning. So there are some things I can look at here that could be super helpful. All right? Good start. All right. I'm okay with you going here. You know, a little hide and spot. Now, just for the sake of a hide and spot, let's see how you look. I think this just says enough because I don't even... Where are you? Oh, holy crap. Dude, that was so hidden I couldn't even begin to... I do like the off angle here. Good job. Yeah, isn't that crazy, dude? Yeah, you're doing fine here. Based off of where your team's holding, you're doing the correct play here, just so you know. You're controlling this side of the map. You're kind of engaging in. I do like this. I would go for their BAP. Yep. Use your block. Get out now. Get out now. Yeah, that was a good start. Good job. Good play. Now, this is also the part where I say, as you improve, you will not play up this close at all. It's very. I don't remember the last time I played here in my rankings. But I also understand that every rank plays differently, so I'm not here to change that. Lost, thanks for the prime sub. Thank you. Okay. Going in. Too deep. Too deep. Yep. Thankfully, they're kind of giving you kills. Here we go.
That's an improvement.
Where does GM generally play? Sure, I can show you. Back here. You play around here. At the furthest up you go is basically here. Sometimes you'll get some backline trades here, but mainly here, 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 and more here. And you want to deny this side of the map. You want to basically deny this side of the map, and you want to deny this entry point. Everything else, the angles play for you. That's it. That's how you do it. Is that a bunny hop? You can do that with Vendetta. Yeah, it's like a timing on that. Yep. Anyway, that's where you normally play. You never play up here. Like, ever play here. Unless it's like backline trades happening in an already started team fight. Like, never do you play here. But I learned early on in Spectating, it's really hard to... I can't tell players, oh, play back here, when I know the rank is going to play here. Does that make sense? So what I do now is I say, hey, just remember that when you climb further up, you're going to have to adjust your positioning later on. That's kind of like the tip I give there. Because, like... unless it's a 5-stack of gold players who want to get better, and I can give you the knowledge to get better for that, maybe that's a good idea in the future to do like a 5-stack of golds or something, or whatever rank. I don't think like telling the player to not play here when the rest of the team is going to play up here, that would be incorrect advice, because now you're just, imagine being Vendetta sitting back here like, hey everybody, do you know where they're at? Meanwhile, you just hear the sound of your teammates dying. Well, that was fun. You get what I'm saying? So like, I talk about why it's good and show you sometimes why it's good, but I'm not going to expect you to go there because you're playing at the rank that you're at. So, you know, yeah, they have low deaths. Yeah, 1,400 damage, 2 and 1. What are you guys doing? 8 minutes in. I love how this becomes... the timing of that whole discussion to have you go back to the point to be by yourself doing nothing. This couldn't have been any more perfect. Don't get distracted by the wrecking ball after you stop them on the point. I respect going for the wrecking ball after. No. I respect you going after the wrecking ball there. That part was fine, the first step. The second part, though, once the wrecking ball disengages, I would try to go back to your team for a second because you have that really fast back and forth mobility. So remember, if you're playing Cassidy there, yeah, you have something to think about, right? Because it's hard to kind of go back and forth. But Vendetta has solid mobility. Utilize that mobility, right? Don't let the wrecking ball just like keep you out of a team fight after they disengage off the point there, just because you hear them. Otherwise, I can play Wrecking Ball, roll around, and if I already say, hey, I'm countering the Vendetta by just rolling around and doing nothing, you see the point I'm making? So learn to go back and forth there, all right? Like, go back and forth. So, like, this part, when you went for them, was good. That was good. When the Wrecking Ball disengaged out, I would go up here, analyze. Oh, look at that cat paw. I love that. Analyze what's going on here, do some damage. By the time the Wrecking Ball rotates back, you should have a cooldown back to square one, rinse and repeat. You prevent the ball from getting value. You also don't prevent yourself from getting value. Does that make sense? Yep. This just goes to the passive part of it. See what I mean, by the way? Have you noticed how passive you become? And you did mention this was a weakness. You're so worried about the point, and don't get me wrong, I understand it. If you see my funny moments videos, the point is important. But I do think you're taking yourself out of the team fight, and if you asked anybody here going up against a Vendetta, if I can keep a Vendetta on the point not doing anything, you're loving that game. Vendetta, there's a reason why Vendetta gets banned a lot, is because it's hard to peel for a hero like Vendetta. So, like, yeah, no, of course. And I'm glad you noticed that. I still got to show you, where it's at. Anyway. You could ult this because they're all directly center. I honestly, like, yeah, I can tell you want to ult. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Great play. Good job. That was a good recognition of what you wanted to do. Excellent play. No issues with that. Very good job. Ha! That cast said, you know what? They didn't mean to go off the map, but you're not allowed any kills, Vendetta. You're not allowed any of those limbs. That also is a smart play, by the way, is to go off the map to get a better team play. You know what to do here. Health pack awareness. Yep, with the sub roll passive, getting the mini is much better. Or not much better, but it's a viable strategy.
30 seconds.
We'll see. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm gonna tell you, but I think you get the point by now. If you're playing Vendetta, you are so good at killing backlines, and everything I've seen from you thus far is that you have the mechanics to be able to dominate with that backline pressure. Don't nerf yourself, okay? Because all I'm getting out of this is that you're nerfing yourself, and I think you can do. You'll be fine not doing that, okay? Like you're taking yourself out of the game. They're not taking you out of the game. Do I review controller replays? Yeah, I mean, I do console stuff. I do all that. Yeah, I mean, if you play on controller on PC, yeah, we do all that. Yeah. I think you would have actually held on first point if you actually went and utilized your ability to kill their backline. You've already done such a good job, so. I say that a lot for Gold VODs. What, like nerfing yourself? Yeah, because you're indecisive. And indecisiveness gets you killed a lot in this game. And like, that's why it's better to make a consistently decisive play, because you can learn from that. But when you're indecisive, you're going to spend so much time to like question if it was a good play or not, right? When you're indecisive, it's like, okay, well, should I have done this? Should I have done that? If you just make a consistent play, then you can go, okay, I shouldn't have done that, or wow, that worked, and you learn from it. But if you don't do anything, you can't learn from that, and then you just get stuck in the mud, and you always think that, like, you're not able to play well, but in reality, you're just making yourself play worse. So, anyway. Also, I wouldn't go for the Wrecking Ball too much. I don't mind going for the cat there. Health pack awareness. Good job. Yep. This is good, by the way. I like this angle you're taking. Obviously, you might run into some mines there. You're doing good. This is fine. Even if you go down here, that was fine. Disengage out. Play to live. Try to get the health pack in time. Now, if you wanted, like, I would have disengaged slightly sooner, but I still like the concept of what you did. You held the card for an extra 15 seconds, giving yourself some time. Oh, definitely Wrecking Ball focus. It's not even a question. Like, here's the truth. You have 1, 2, 3 heroes you really can't get to. Actually, 4 heroes. So what I would do in this situation is, it's going to sound weird, but be very aggressive on the Juno and the Cassidy. Because this hero is not going to be able to help too much. The jetpack cat's flying around the map. the Pharah is going to be kind of hit or miss. So like you would want to target these two and then utilize the health packs. So health pack here, disengage out to safety if you want to, health pack here. If you need to go over here, health pack here. If you have time, you have a health pack right here. Bunch of health packs to work with, but those will be your targets. Don't chase Wrecking Ball around unless Wrecking Ball's standing there. I think what I've seen from you is, and again, there's a little bit of it's going to sound weird on the Cassidy one. You do need to outplay the hinder, which I think you can. And from what I've seen, you're capable of doing that. But like, the truth is, if you're going to play a hero like Vendetta, if you're going to play a hero like Venture, you're going to have to be able to deal with a Cassidy. Otherwise, you're going to get nerfed again without even like playing the game. So those are my 2 recommendations here. Outplay the hinder, go for that backline pressure. I don't mind this ult. Great ult usage. Good job. I mean, obviously, you would have get the kill anyway. You might have been, I don't know if it would have been a little bit too late, but I think you might have been able to possibly turn your ultimate last second and go for the kills behind because they were going to die anyway, but I don't know where that Juno's going, but that's right off the map. But yeah, so far, not bad still. A lot of decision making out of you. It's more target focused than it is being passive or aggressive on this one. Good job. Go top left now. So go top left so that way you can have a chance to kill the Pharah. Go up top. Because if you're going to think about who you're going against, you want to be up here and you can engage them and actually hit shots on them. If you play low ground, you're forced to use an extra cooldown to even have a chance. Okay? So go up, play. You're now at even level with most of them. Your overhead swing will do damage and maybe bring them down to the ground. Remember, I'm sure you know this, but if you don't know this, chat, when you overhead swing on somebody with mobility, so you're above them and you hit them down, it brings them down to the ground, right? It happens to me on Diva all the time. I'm flying around, Vendetta hits me with the overhead swing, it brings you down to the ground. So if you put yourself in a spot to be able to do that, the Pharah will now go down to the ground and you can get a free kill, right? That's how that interaction works. So take advantage of that interaction. You can really shut down some mobile heroes with that type of play. So, like, if you're not taking advantage of that and you're playing on the low ground waiting for them to fall down, you're kind of, again, nerfing yourself. Uh-oh. Oh, well, you got lucky on that one. Yep, the overhead swings are so important for that. Exactly. Because you're just running in dies, Vendetta. Vendetta is definitely a more high-death hero, but, like, not to the point of, like, 15 deaths. I think people get a little bit too aggressive on that. This is going to be my advice for any type of mobile hero. Always have an escape out. The more times you have an escape out, the more you will win team fights. Because then, like, let me gotta give you an idea of this after we get through this point. I'll kind of explain what I'm saying. Or like, at least this singular team fight. Okay, taking the high ground, I like this. All right, good job dodging the ult. Going in. JT, thanks for the 18 months of tier 1. Thank you. Playing Mask. I like this. I call that room Mask. You might hear me reference Mask chat. That's why this room is called Mask. There's a bunch of masks in here. So that you might hear me reference that. There's a health pack in here. You think that was a luck dodge? Hey, sometimes that's what Overwatch is. You just have a lucky last second movement. So anyway, as this team fight kind of breaks out, what I was going to talk about was if you get good at going in and disengaging out, you're going to get more kills. And you go, what does that mean? How will I get more kills if I disengage out and survive more? 1, more uptime. Number 2, right? If players think you're going to disengage all the time, right? What happens when you don't disengage? It becomes a mind game. They always expect you to play to live, so they get a little bit hesitant on certain stuff. Like, for example, when I play against a good Doom, if I know the Doom is always going to punch out or get out, well then, now I have to play around that. But then if they don't do that and go in, it's a mind game. So that also helps you get kills because then they're going to kind of like let up a little bit. And then you just take advantage of that and get kills. So either way, you played well. You just need that your timings are off and we'll fix that. Well, I mean, notice how when you're backline pressure and you're getting more kills, how you're not just sitting on the wrecking ball 24/7. Notice the results. Take advantage of that more, okay? Next time, I'd recommend not standing in front of the mines and getting out. So I pretty clear cut there. Are y'all going to lose the team fight to a wrecking ball 1v5 on cart? I like this ult. Nice ult. Good play. Good job. I knew that was going to happen, chat. That was a good play. That was actually the correct decision, by the way, too. Even though you don't have numbers, I think that was an excellent idea just to go up in the air and do that. I think that was a really good idea by you. So good job. Seriously, good idea. Good execution of that play. I don't really have anything bad to say about that. So nice job. All right, let's see how your attack goes. Obviously, your attack is going to require you to be a bit more hyper aggro, so I'm very curious as to how you play this. Also, again, I mentioned this with Vendetta sometimes. Remember, Vendetta also goes through overhealth. So let's say that you're playing against a Lucio. When the Lucio uses beat, your ultimate goes through all of that. It ignores the beat, gets rid of it, and then does the damage it would normally do. Remember that? This is I don't get to do many Vendetta VODs, so I wanted to put that tip out there for people who don't even know that interaction. If they use beat or they have any type of overhealth, Sigma eat, it ignores all of that. So anytime they use beat, a really good counter is to pop your ultimate. And I think in some ranks, that interaction is still kind of unknown. You can get away with that a lot. Did you pay back? Yeah, I haven't had that for years. Yes, Yellow Flash. Saturday and Sunday. Yep. I think it ignores Zarya bubbles too, yes. If I'm correct. But you can get verification on that. But I think it does too. It's like a Pearson, I think is what it's called. So far, you're running around. I think you're good to go for backline. Not bad. I like your aggression. Obviously you died, and I said not bad because I like that you're being aggressive. I don't like that you fell over. Sorry if that makes sense. Okay. Just, it's funny because I've been asking you to be aggressive, but like, what is the problem here, chat? I like aggression here, but what is the problem with this aggression? Because I think I know what it is, but I'm seeing if chat picks up on the same thing. Timing, wrong target, passive, aggressive tank. Okay, there you go. Charlie got it. You bring up good points, by the way. All those points were good. Why are you in front of everybody? Go behind him. You're at this corner, you're stuck. Go over here. Look at, boom. Look at that. Now you can go behind them. You can go for the Life Weaver. You can go for anybody. Any of these here. And then you have an escape out to a health pack here. You're pulling pressure away from your team. You're not directly in front of you. That's what you want to do here. So think about your path and your positioning. Don't go front line there. Now, if you have a Zarya on your team, that could be a little bit different, kind of more front and center. But even if you watch OWCS when they run that combo, usually the Vendetta comes from behind and they bubble at the same time to kind of like make that happen. Anyway, hope that helps. Yeah, that takes time. VODs like this can help, right? Because you're gonna have this like in the back of your mind when you're playing, of like these are things you can do to open up your gameplay. Like right now, you're path and high ground. Okay, now you're going the same way though. Same way, same thing can happen. Now you could win the team fight, but it's inconsistent. Go behind him. You thought about it. I saw that. See how you're doing the same thing, but you're taking the worst route? See what I mean? And you end up in the same spot. Trust me, that path that I showed you before will be such a good play for you. Yeah, I don't scrim anymore, so maybe I don't know if the poke Vendetta meta, is going to be the answer to Jetpack Cat Bastion. Notice how you're finding it difficult to find value. This gets solved easily by going behind him. Not saying you're going to win every team fight, but I think it solves a lot of what you're doing right now. Because right now, what you're doing is you're just building up your ultimate, and I think you're going to win on your ultimate. They're going to Zenyatta ultimate, sit in the Zenyatta ultimate, you're going to ult and get a kill. Or you're going to get rolled. One of the two could happen. What was I saying? They didn't Zenyatta ultimate, they just Life Weaver treed. And they sat in the Life Weaver tree. I wonder, does it pierce through the Life Weaver tree also? It must, right? Yeah. I mean, I see what you're playing for, but you could do this way easier. Yeah, I think it pierces through the tree too, right? Vendetta ultimate does a lot. Maybe it doesn't work that way. Maybe your teammate shot the tree. I don't know. That's where my expertise on that one goes out the window. Someone in the YouTube comments wanted to know. See what happens when you get on the back line and you get easy kills like that? That was the easiest kill you're going to get. Boom. Yeah, oh, you're right. The tree gives over health. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. Kind of the same concept. Yep. Through map structures? Like through walls? No. No, that would suck. Imagine an ultimate going through walls. Oh, man. Oh, where ult does more damage. Okay, I got you. Look at the overhealth. Like beat. Sigma E. Anything that makes your... Basically, and it's not as simple as this, but like anything that makes your HP like green is basically a goes through. Pretty much straightforward. Like Sigma E does that. Orisa, beat, things like that. Yeah, it gets rid of that stuff. By the way, you notice how you're flanking right now? This is what I wanted on second point. Do you see how easy that was for you? Like, yes, you got, like, a lot of damage on you, but look at this. No one can see you behind them. This is what I'm talking about. Great job. Good play. Easy dub. That's what I wanted to see. Do you see that? Notice the difference. And you have less room to work with there. You have a good Vendetta on you. I want you to start doing what I talked about. Let's be more proactive in their backline. You know, pathways that isn't directly in front of them. Set yourself up on high grounds, for example. Like if there's a Pharah in the air above. You know, remember second point? Like if you're playing against a bunch of flyers, if you have the opportunity to get to like eye level of those flyers, why not do that? Your overhead slam's going to bring them down, right? Things like that. But your issue is you nerf yourself. More backline pressure. Don't get easily distracted. I'm not saying don't go for the wrecking ball on the point initially, but then go to the backline. Use that mobility to get out. But most importantly, path better. That is what is going to make or break your Vendetta gameplay. I'm not worried about your mechanics, but path better. Do not sit there on the front line looking at them the whole time if you can flank behind them. I think you would have capped this point or this map 2 minutes quicker if you did that. I'm not even joking. Maybe a minute and a half if you want to play it safe. Like you have the opportunity to keep climbing, to keep improving, but you're going to have to path better on Vendetta to be able to do that, okay? Take advantage of that. Gameplay look good. Outside of that, flank around, make your plays, always have an escape out. You're going to win a lot of games. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own Spectating, my Discord's where to do that. And hey, if you want to watch another one of these, learn more about the game, click this little square down here. I don't know what video is going to be there. It's going to be a good one, though. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.